Welcome to The Explainer. So, hey there to all the stressed out CTOs, the exhausted senior architects, and, the junior devs currently chugging your fourth energy drink of the day. You're probably losing sleep over whether your latest code push is just going to spontaneously combust and take your entire database down with it, right? Well, grab a mop for your mind because we are standing right on the edge of a tectonic paradigm shift in software development. Literally everything you thought you knew about writing safe, secure code, it's about to get flipped completely upside down. So sit back and let's get right into it.
Look at the absolute sheer audacity of this statement. For years, right up through 2025, we've all laughed at those Silicon Valley jokes about how terrible AI-generated code is. We kind of pictured AI as this eager but hopelessly clumsy intern. But fast forward to right now, and the punchline is completely changed. As of May 2026, the data's in, and it turns out we humans are the ones writing the highly flammable, dangerously porous code. Saying, don't worry, a good human engineer wrote this, isn't a guarantee of safety anymore. Actually, scratch that. It's a giant, flashing red warning light.
Section 1. Mythos finds 271 bugs. We are just talking in theory here. Let's look at exactly what just went down over at Mozilla.
So Mozilla actually handed the keys to their famously paranoid, highly secure Firefox codebase over to Anthropic's AI. And keep in mind, Firefox is a brutal environment. It is processing untrusted web content around the clock. Now, in a previous test, the Opus 4.6 model dug in and found 22 security-sensitive bugs. And honestly, that's a really respectable number. We basically patted the AI on its metaphorical head, fixed those 22 bugs, and thought, what a neat little sidekick for our brilliant human reviewers. It was exactly what we expected.
But here is the absolute jaw-dropping 1-2 punch. In just one single release cycle, Anthropic's new Claude Mythos model surfaced a staggering 271 vulnerabilities in that exact same codebase. 271. No way, right? That doesn't just beat manual human code review, it completely obliterates it. This isn't just some marginal improvement, it is an entirely new industrial process for discovering vulnerabilities.
Section 2. Meaning versus implementation. So why does human execution suddenly look so incredibly bad compared to a machine? It really all comes down to this split. Think of your code like a heartfelt essay, but instead of being read by a friendly teacher, it's being graded by a hostile, rules-obsessed internet troll. As humans, we are fantastic at having these grand, pristine intentions. The human author intends for a piece of code to mean one very specific thing, but the technical implementation, the actual physical syntax you typed out, might technically allow a dozen other things. Security failures live entirely in that awkward, dark little gap between what you meant in your head and what your typed code physically permits the computer to do. And you better believe the troll finds that gap and sneaks right in. Just picture a smug claymation software engineer wiping a single proud tear from his eye as he admires his perfectly handcrafted code right before the massive server farm behind him spontaneously bursts into a ball of flames. That is our new reality. Human authorship is no longer the anchor of trust. It's a giant, unverified risk. We really only trusted human code because, until recently, human judgment was the absolutely only thing capable of understanding software at the right level of abstraction.
Section 3. The new trust anchor. But don't panic, junior devs. You aren't getting fired today. You're just getting kicked upstairs to the penthouse.
See, this migration isn't actually new for our industry. We are just establishing a new anchor. Back in the 90s, we trusted humans to manually manage memory until they proved absolutely terrible at it, and we automated it. In the 2000s, devs used to write custom crypto. We forcefully stopped trusting them to do that. In the 2010s, we realized hand-run production deploys were a complete nightmare, so we killed those off too. In literally every single era, human execution lost the presumption of safety. And here in 2026, manual code authorship is just the newest casualty on this timeline.
And this completely flips our relationship with our biggest fear, the zero-day vulnerability. The old strategy was basically crossing our fingers, shipping the code, and just praying a good guy found the bug before a bad guy did. But AI systems like Mythos, they act like relentless bloodhounds. They are systematically hunting down these terrifying flaws, making 0 days extinct in the wild before the software ever even reaches the user.
Instead of our slow human typing, we get this relentless agentic security pipeline. The AI doesn't just read the code, it interrogates it. First, it deeply understands the entire code base. Second, it builds a massive threat model. Third, it actively tries to break your code by generating test cases in a secure sandbox. And finally, the best part, it serves up a secure patch right on a silver platter. It's this automated, adversarial interpretation loop that guarantees a level of software quality we humans just cannot match. It never sleeps, and it definitely never needs coffee.
Section 4. Time to write better specs. So, what do you actually do about this right now? Well, you have a short, roughly 4 to 5 month golden refactor window before these agentic reviewers become the industry standard. Here are your new rules. First off, stop treating coding like a typing contest. We need to act less like scribes and more like constitutional designers for machines. Demand crisp, hyper-specific product intent. And please, don't write messy, clever code just to show off. Write code that is clean and legible enough for an AI to accurately reason over. And most importantly, when you're setting up your evaluations, stop making them 80% about functional features. Dedicate at least 50% of your evals entirely to strict code hygiene, narrow modules, and explicit boundaries.
Which leads us to the ultimate question you have to ask yourself, your team, and your entire engineering culture today. Is your code legible enough to be defended? Because the future of software isn't about humans writing safe code. It's about humans defining meaningful systems and trusting machines to exhaustively prove that the implementation hasn't betrayed that meaning. If your code is a messy, illegible spaghetti monster, even the best AI in the world won't be able to save it. So clean up your intent and get ready for the shift. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer of the source material, and I'll catch you next time.